In the heart of Seoul, nestled between towering skyscrapers and luxury boutiques, stood the Grand Primrose Hotel, a place reserved for only the world's elite. In one of its top-floor suites, the air carried the scent of eucalyptus and expensive cologne. That was room 1103. But this isn't where the story begins. It begins with Ha-eun, a 21-year-old university student studying nutrition science. Brilliant, beautiful, and born with a quiet grace, Ha-eun was admired by many but known by few. With honey-brown eyes and jet-black hair that she always tied in a practical ponytail, she never had the time to be the girl people saw her as. Coming from a struggling family in Busan, her scholarship covered tuition, but barely anything else. So, she worked part-time as a cleaner at the Grand Primrose, thanks to a kind referral from her best friend, Soo-jin, whose father owned the hotel. Kang Joon-ho on the other hand was the complete opposite of Ha-eun. He is popularly known as the golden boy of South Korean football. At 26, he was a household name, playing professionally in Europe and recently named Asia's Player of the Year. Handsome, charismatic, but carrying quiet sadness behind his smiles. A once-lost child of divorce, Joon-ho had grown up juggling fame, expectation, and loneliness. He'd come to Seoul under the radar, seeking solitude after an injury knocked him out of the UEFA semifinals. With paparazzi lurking, the Grand Primrose Hotel was his hideaway, a place where he could heal, both physically and emotionally. Ha-eun had been assigned to clean his room. She didn't recognize him at first. To her, he was just another guest in room 1103. The room was usually quiet every time she went there to clean, and she rarely saw anyone there. One afternoon, as she opened the door to clean, she found someone sitting by the window, watching the city below. "Oh. I'm so sorry, I didn't know." He turned. His eyes were tired but kind. "It's okay. You can come in." Ha-eun was shocked to see Kang Joon-ho, so she hesitated. "I can come back later." "No need." "I don't mind," said Kang Joon-ho. It was awkward, but silent. She cleaned and practiced motions, while he scrolled through his phone. But as she placed new water bottles on the table, she noticed the open book in his lap, The Microbiome Diet. "Are you reading that?" she asked before she could stop herself. He raised a brow. "Yeah. Heard it helps with gut inflammation." That was the first thread. "I'm a nutrition student," she added shyly, straightening up. He smiled. "Then maybe you can tell me what any of this means." What began as one accidental conversation turned into many. Each day, Joon-ho would leave little notes. "Should I eat less meat if I want to recover faster? What's your opinion on probiotics?" She'd write back answers on sticky notes, sometimes with little smiley faces or tiny doodles. They never exchanged numbers. Never overstepped. But something beautiful bloomed in the quiet space between them. Joon-ho began timing his return to his suite when she was scheduled. Sometimes, they spoke for only 5 minutes. Sometimes, an hour. He listened when she talked about wanting to build clinics in rural towns. She listened when he confessed he sometimes wished he weren't famous. And for the first time in her life, Ha-eun felt seen, not for her beauty or brains, but for her soul. One rainy evening, she arrived to find him gone. The room was cold. Empty. No note. 2 days passed. 3. She asked the front desk. He checked out, they said. Left for Spain again. Her chest ached. She didn't know why. She never asked for this. Never expected it. She returned to her routine. Studied harder. Worked longer. Smiled less. Until 2 weeks later, she came back to room 1103 for another guest, only to find it locked. "It's reserved," the manager said. That night, as she walked past the elevator, it opened. And Kang Joon-ho stepped out, dressed in casual attire, smiling brightly. "Hey, nutrition girl," he said with a grin. "I thought maybe this time, you could clean room 1103 over dinner." She blinked, stunned. You came back. I left too soon, he said. And I realized something. I'd rather be injured in Seoul, if it means I can see you again. Ha-eun was so happy that she hugged him tightly. She didn't dream of romance. She had too many responsibilities. But meeting Joon-ho made her heart feel light, like something new and warm was blooming inside her. He didn't try to impress her with money or fame. He just listened, made her laugh, and reminded her that she deserved to feel loved, even when life was hard. They took it slow. He stayed in Seoul longer. She continued studying and working. On weekends, he'd walk her home with takeout in his hand. She helped him with his recovery diet. He taught her how to kick a ball straight. They'd sit on benches and talk about dreams, hers to open a nutrition center in Busan, his to play for a club that supported more than just talent. It was like a secret garden they built together, one gentle word, one shared smile at a time. A world where they could breathe. Just the two of them. But the world doesn't always let quiet things stay quiet. And even the most hidden gardens eventually get discovered.